Anyway, so I did just post a video about why I shouldn't really buy a top tier tank. Now, I'm a little bit different about aircraft. Here, this is my first ever top tier aircraft, the MiG-21 SR-13-300. It's essentially just a MiG-21S, but with a different engine in it, the R-13-300. I exceptionally love this plane. I'm pretty sure it's actually my most played vehicle in the game so far, because I just find a fascination with this plane. I have also grinded out majority of the Soviet prop tech tree with it. Why? Because I love this plane, and it's a good grinding vehicle. Now, I'm going to try to do good in a match with it, even though that might not happen because apparently I don't do good whenever I record videos. Except apparently earlier when I did the one with the Abrams, and I actually did a little bit better. Now, with the MiG-21, I always take a full tank of fuel because I actually will run full afterburner the whole match. The reason why I run full afterburner is just because this plane, that's how I've determined it maneuvers better. Don't take my word for it. Take word for yourself. Don't ever kind of take my advice. Just kind of play how you would play. Sorry for how loud this time is going to be. Now, it seems this game mode, I got put into a little bit lower tier of a match. And, as you can see by taking off currently, there's not very much. So, I'm going to take off and do my strategy. This match we got put up against every other country besides Germany. Oh, and except Japan and China. Apparently they were invited, but we're going to climb. I've found playing this plane, my favorite way of doing it is to climb to probably as high as I can possibly go, and then proceed to dive. I dive with air brakes on just because it helps to control your descent, but yeah. Besides that, MiG-21 has a very pretty and detailed cockpit. Don't ask me what any of these say because I don't speak Russian. MiG-21 itself is a great platform. The problem about this specific MiG-21 is it does not come with flares or chaff, and it commonly faces planes where it should have flares and chaff because a lot of the planes it faces have it, such as the F-5, the Intruder, and the A-10. I haven't seen an Intruder against one of these in a little bit, but it does happen. Another thing that is not very fun to face on this is the Harrier. Both the British Harriers are pretty hard to deal with as long as the American one. The Harrier GR1 is a little bit easier to deal with because it doesn't have flares or chaff. I've solely determined in this plane I like using radar guided missiles more. So I have a keybind that turns on the radar and also a keybind that locks on. The problem with radar guided missiles is you need a radar lock in order to fire. But this also means they are completely immune to flares. In some early planes, the only countermeasure that they have is flares. So, since the recent update where all planes now that have flares come stock with a certain amount of flares, you now have a little bit more controllability. As you see, I just downed an F-104 and flew right past another one. And now I'm going to go after this A4E. If this A4E is still relatively stock, he should only have flares. And if he only has flares, then well, I guess he will die. So I'm going to launch my missile at him. He did not move to dodge at all, which is oddly enough surprising for once. And now, I kind of turn and dogfight a little bit. I currently still have two R3Rs, which is the radar-guided version of the R3. The other version is the R3S, just meaning it has a heat-seeking warhead. Heat-seeking warheads are good to do, but there's ways to dodge them pretty effectively, such as notching, and also another pretty proven technique, aiming towards the sun or just turning off your engine. The reason why turning off your engine could work so well is just due to the factor of they go for heat. When you turn off your engine, you're turning off your heat source. Right there, I kind of tried to go up to that F-86 and didn't do too well. Also, there's the F-104 again. Now I'm going to attempt to chase this guy. Unless I get shot down here in a second, which might happen. Never mind. This means I should probably disengage. Thankfully the MiG-23 came in and saved me, but I also probably should still disengage. I need to reline myself up with some targets so I'm able to fight. You'll also notice these jet matches pretty fast paced. I'm only five or 6 minutes into recording this video, and the match is almost over. For the reason of air realistic, you can't respawn. You basically stay in the same plane the whole match and hope, well, you stay alive. Here comes that F-104 again that tried to kill me earlier. It would have been funny as crap if he would have just crashed, but of course he didn't. Now, I see a CL-13 and a Milan. CL-13 died, so there's now an A-32A. Another downside with using radar guided is the way to get rid of radar guided lock. Go low altitude. Now, this guy right here has just doomed himself. Maybe. Oh. No, also too, I'm not the greatest in terms of when it comes to locking missiles, but here comes a Milan. Best way to just dodge a Milan is like that. And now I'm going to try to fly away. I currently have a Milan on me, and this F-104 has been a pain in the butt to go back. Now, currently just trying to get the Milan to overshoot, which he has now done, and is now getting shot down by a MiG. Or is crashing because he's a fucking retard. Now, all that the enemy team has left is a single F-104. Yep, just that F-104 actually. Now, a good strategy I could do is helping my teammate chase him down, which is what I'm going to do. This F-104 is now going to play chicken, which is not a very good idea for me to try to engage. I'm now down to 6 rounds of 20 mil and 1 air-to-air missile left. As soon as I use up that air-to-air missile, I typically return to base as I don't like having any air-to-air missiles left. Why? Because air-to-air missiles can be your best friend. Not saying you should only ever use air-to-air, but sometimes it's better to. Again, he's low altitude. My best bet right now would probably actually be to disengage. Because he's the only guy left, I'm going to follow. Just because it takes him going up a little bit too much, and for me to get a lock, and he to be complete. Never mind. It would appear as if we have just won the match. Again, I love the MiG-21, and I would honestly recommend this to new players. The only problem is, I recommend you play some custom battles against AI to learn how to use your missiles. Learning how to use your missiles can determine how good you do in a match, and it can be amazing, the results that you can get. Like, even though, yes, this is a premium aircraft, and I do not have premium time. This is with 2 air target kills, a critical hit, and 4 hits. And also the takeoff, because you get points for takeoff, and also my activity time. And first strike as well. I was able to get 5,000 research out of that, and 40,000 SL. Now again, because I didn't crash, I got all 40,000 because I didn't have to pay repair costs. This can mean so much to someone who is broke. Again, MiG-21S, it's not cheap. I can't remember its exact price right now in Golden Eagles, but I picked up mine last time Gaijin did their birthday sale. I recommend you purchase this plane when the birthday sale happens if you think about purchasing a MiG-21. This is also a good introduction to the MiG-21s, as this one has probably my favorite gameplay out of all of them. Even though, yes, I haven't played any of them, but I've seen people play them, and I've also seen videos on people playing the MiG-21. The MiG-21S is the only real comparable thing at its rank, of rank 6, is the F-13, and the F-13 is nothing compared to the MiG-21S. Mostly just because the F-13 looks like it got hit and has a little baby snout, and it doesn't look very right on it. but that's just my opinion. Some people love this plane. I personally don't. But again, this MiG-21 could be comparable to maybe the BIS or even the SMT. But the SMT does have the increased fuel tank on the top, so I don't know. But again, it's just basically a MiG-21S. So, that's pretty much my opinion on the MiG-21 and why I think you guys should get it. Again, like I said, pick it up when it's on sale. But otherwise, that concludes today's video. And I'll see you guys later.